Welcome to the tutorial video on insights. There are three components to writing a good insight. The first component is the context setting, what we call the situation. We say, this is who I am and this is my situation. This is what I'm trying to achieve. We understand that if we do that initially at the start of an insight, the customer is hooked because they say, hey, you're describing me. You're describing what I do. You're describing what I'm trying to achieve. I'm going to listen to the rest of your insight. So the first section is the situation. The second section is what we call the tension, the dilemma in the situation, the thing that is preventing the customer getting what they need. Normally, there are two conflicting needs that cannot be satisfied at the same time. This leads to a barrier, a friction, a trade-off or a compromise that the customer is required to make. Some people say, does an insight have to have a tension in it? Well, I suppose you could have an insight in which the customer says, hey, I love watching the sunrise by sitting on the dewy grass at the bottom of my garden every morning, and my insight is that I love to do it, and I want to do it more. Well, you should go and do it. That's great. But there isn't actually a role here for a manufacturer to create a solution because there really is no tension. As we are in the process of creating insights in order to generate value propositions, having an insight that is hinged around a fundamental problem or an unmet need provides the automatic lead-in to creating a solution that the customer will see value in buying. So at the heart of our insight, we need a dilemma. The third paragraph in an insight is called call to action, a definition of what the customer wants Philips to do to resolve this tension. What does the world look like if that problem goes away? Now that might sound easy, but of course we need to be clear on what the customer expects. If we put something that's over demanding, the customer will say, well, I don't think that's realistic. I wouldn't even be asking for that. If we put something that's not demanding enough, the customer would say, well, that won't satisfy me, even if you deliver it. So getting the call to action to accurately convey what the customer really expects the desired outcome to be is very important to the generation of an insight. So let's look at a real example. I am a woman in my 30s. That's the situation. And I'm constantly bombarded by information that tells me I should drink more water because it's good for my health and it's good for my complexion. Now we move on to the tension. But the problem is, I'm told that if I need to get these health and complexion benefits, I should drink 2 litres of water every single day. And no matter how hard I try, I'm just not able to drink that much water. Now, our call to action. How can Philips help me to get health and complexion benefits of water without needing to drink so much? But you see, we could change that call to action to say, how can Philips help me to get the health and complexion benefits of water without needing to drink water at all? Or, how can Philips help me to get the health and complexion benefits of water in a completely different way? Understanding how to phrase that call of action is important to lead into the benefit that we will ultimately offer and the value proposition. And we don't get to define what that call to action is. It's something that we test with customers. We may try different versions and ultimately refine them until the expression of the desired outcome at the end of the insight is in the words of the consumer and customer rather than our presumption.